We want to begin now with some breaking news. Rapper Lil Durk is charged in a for hire plot.
Lil Durk's real name is Dirk Bank, and he is from Chicago. This is his mugshot from Florida, where he was arrested last.
You gotta relax for me. I can't understand. Relax. What's the number? What you saying, man? We're gonna see what we can do for you.
Warrant has been issued for South Florida rapper Kodak Black. Officials say Bill Capri, better known as Kodak Black, violated the conditions of his pretrial release.
I know if y'all had proof of me robbing somebody, we wouldn't even be talking. Y'all would have cuffed me. I would be charged with it.
What type of work do you do? What type of artist? That's your artist.
There is rappers sitting in prison for some of the worst crimes imaginable, even some rappers that you may love. Just like Young and Ace, who was just outed by police for being involved in the passing of Julio Foolio.
Detectives believe that the ATK and the 1200 worked together to target Jones as part of an ongoing feud in Jacksonville. This is at the hotel, and you can see the shooters are getting in position for their planned out.
Jacksonville rapper Young and Ace arrested by Jacksonville Beach Police around midnight.
So Young and Ace has long been known in Jacksonville.
Are we good after that? We just gotta go to the back. You gonna get the camera with. Step back here. Yeah, back.
The police records that were filed in Julio Foolio's passing case were now released to the public today. In the process, they announced that Young and Ace had involvement, as the police got told by a street member that Foolio was targeted because Young and Ace put up $10,000 to have him dealt with.
Hey, on everything I love, bro. On the homies, bro. I put it on everything, on my soul, on my kids. I'm the one that smacked Julio Foolio that night when he got at his birthday celebration, bro. You feel me? I ain't gonna show my face and give my identity away or nothing like that, but you know, I did that, you feel me? It was money on his head, you feel me? I rock with Ace and them boys, you feel me? ATK, you feel me? I be in Jacksonville heavy, you feel me? If you know, you know. But yeah, you feel me? I did that, you feel me? I handled that, cause, you know, Ace had that money on his head, you know, Ace had them put that 10K up, told me to slide, told me to cause you know he got tired of that nigga running his mouth playing all the time, you feel me? So what had to be done, you feel what I'm saying? So I just handled it, you feel me? It was what it is, bro.
They would end up confirming that this was true after Foolio passed, when Young and Ace would go on IG Live with his mother, where she would end up sneak dissing Foolio in front of everyone.
These are my best friends.
Hey, chat, y'all know what's going on though. Y'all stop playing with us, Talil. You talking for churches, but you know the go to a buffalo, get on your boy.
And we want you that down, Foolio, Ludio, whatever.
Cheers.
As during the trial for Foolio's passing, the police even found evidence on Young and Ace's friend's cell phone, which is a sneak diss towards Foolio, but the person that sent him the meme was from Young and Ace's iMessage account.
The state presented a picture from Gathrigh's cell phone taken one day after showing a bottle of Don Julio. The detective testified that, based on knowledge, this represents an insult to the rapper Julio Foolio.
This right here was more than enough evidence to link Young and Ace's team ATK to the crime. They would end up investigating through more cell phones of ATK members, and they found so much more evidence.
Furthermore, it was found that the shooters are members of or affiliated with rival gangs of Jones that go by ATK and 1200. Jones was part of the 6 block. Detectives believe that the ATK and the 1200 worked together to target Jones as part of an ongoing feud in Jacksonville.
This would result in a string of members being arrested in ATK, but it also resulted in something concerning for Young and Ace. The head sheriff of Jacksonville would send Young and Ace a direct message, as he's been hiding out outside of Jacksonville. The news wrote, Jacksonville Sheriff TK Waters sends a BSA to Young and Ace and his crew, ATK, after Julio Foolio's hitters were caught.
So Young and Ace has long been known in Jacksonville. We are consistently monitoring those groups. We have people that are always watching them. I won't speak to the chief's investigation. That's up to TPD. We don't have an investigation on him right now, but he can't move around in Jacksonville without us knowing about it. And that's for the betterment of our community.
As while Young and Ace was on the run from the Jacksonville sheriff, he would then go on IG Live and also tweeting that ATK is over and done with. He would tweet, "Ain't no such thing as ATK no more. That stuff is gone and over with an Instagram video of him running away from the issue.
I say no more ATK, it ain't no more.
talking about? Niggas don't do shit. Niggas don't do shit. You tripping. Everybody always got shit to say. These niggas. When the time for the Lord to be paid, where the niggas be at? Got all this shit to say. Where the niggas be at though? Where the niggas be need to get buried? When the time to spend that money, where the niggas be? Always got shit to say, but don't be on shit, man. They don't get no feet wet or nothing, man. Niggas be talking, man. What's wrong with these, man? Talking about don't talk like me. Don't get the man. When I say no more ATK, ain't no more.
But what confirmed Young and Ace's involvement was that he texted one of the suspects of the crime, asking what was Foolio's last words, and he replied with what they were. To understand what Foolio said in his last moment, we first need to review all of the new police files on Foolio's passing, as the detail they gave is unbelievable. It reads that Foolio was born on June 21st, 1998, was involved in an ambushing by rival street members Sunday morning in Tampa, Florida. What was supposed to be a celebration weekend for his birthday turned into the worst thing imaginable, all due to social media. Foolio and his crew rented an Airbnb for the weekend. Once arriving to the Airbnb, Foolio would post this on his Instagram story, giving everyone an update.
Hey, the pool party start today at 5, 6 o'clock. If you already got the address, pull up, man. You got the address, pull up. If you need the address, DM me right now. The pool party start at 5, 6 o'clock. DM me for the address of DM Foolio booking ESPN. I'm gonna put it right here. We just got here, bruh. You got to add it. You got to add it, man. Push up. We just got to this bit. Tampa, Florida, man. You already got to add it to the pool party. Push up at 5:30, man. Push up at 5:30, man. We finna get everything right. Push up at 5:30, 6 o'clock, man.
The party inside of the Airbnb only lasted 2 hours. Foolio would even share the inside of the party, showing everyone on his Instagram who was inside, what they were doing. Foolio wasn't nervous at all about the ops seeing. But 1 hour later, the police arrived to the Airbnb. They called the landlord of the home, who would then eventually kick Foolio and his crew out of the Florida crib. Foolio would then once again go to Instagram, posting his next move. This would be none other than a poster for a nearby club, telling his entire followers list to pull up to the club, while also revealing the literal address of the club on the poster, trying to break the record on social media for the most location drops to his ops in one weekend, and it worked. But once he arrived to the club, he would then post on his Instagram again, this time sharing exactly where he is sitting inside of the club, telling his ops, "I'm going to the upstairs lounge."
We came deep for my birthday, man. Everybody coming up the stairs. No cap, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We deep as 20 deep, lit everywhere we go.
It would be this moment when the ops all got together in one iMessage group chat, started sharing all of Foolio's Instagram stories in that chat, where they would then all text each other, meeting up a plan to go to a parking lot across the street. Once they all arrived at the parking lot, they scoped out the scene and watched Foolio at the upstairs lounge. Taking action on the 23rd day of the month was very important to them, but more on that later. When Foolio and his crew were done at the club, they all gathered in the parking lot while his manager figured out a place to stay, without even realizing the ops that would end up going at him were just across the street. His manager scoped out a nearby Holiday Inn. They began driving down, but when arriving to the Holiday Inn, they all sat in the parking lot while his manager was booking the rooms. The ops that were in the parking lot across the street just followed them very slowly down the road. When everybody was then waiting in the parking lot, the ops gave a signal 3, 2, 1 before 3 men then hopped the bushes. One person drove a car straight into the parking lot, where they would all begin using firearms towards Foolio's crew. The 3 people that jumped the bushes, they had one job, that was to find Foolio and do the act.
At 4:38, 3 exit a vehicle and walked in the direction of the hotel. They murdered Jones with a handgun and 2. This barrage of fire also struck 3 additional victims who miraculously survived this incident. Let's look at this video. This is at the hotel, and you can see the shooters are getting in position for their planned out.
All of Foolio's friends would end up sprinting away, leaving Foolio all by himself in his vehicle, being targeted by 3 members of ATK. With the news then beginning to post that Foolio passed away, only 30 minutes later, the news wrote, Young and Ace dropped Do It, a direct diss track at Foolio's passing earlier today. Meanwhile, Young and Ace's right-hand man would share on his Instagram story an old tweet from King Von reading, "Game over, we won, stupid." But Young and Ace's song Do It literally remixed Foolio's lyrics against him when he dropped When I See You. Foolio rapped a song about Young and Ace's brothers that sadly passed. He would rap, "Went out to eat on his birthday, 4 hit, 3 pass in the worst way. He kept dissing on me, and now we hit in 23. Sneak dissing Young and Ace's best friend and brother, 23. Meanwhile, Young and Ace would rap in his song, 4 in the car, 1 of them gone, 3 got hit, on Foolio's birthday on the 23rd day of the month. However, Young and Ace wasn't just done yet. The news wrote, Foolio's mom says she was targeted 8 times and allegedly named Young and Ace as the culprit.
So now she's a mother. She's not involved. She was a nurse or whatever the case is. This is what I hear. She got 8 times. The police showed up and asked her, "Hey, ma'am, who shot you?" Guess who she allegedly said shot her? Allegedly, she said, "I got shot by Young and Ace." Young and Ace was on some type of supervised release at the time. Police go, I guess his probation officer say, "Yo, you got to come in now," and they're about to lock up Young and Ace for shooting Foolio's mom.
The police knew that Young and Ace was involved, and they made sure they found the evidence to support it. So after 2 months of searching, they were able to get somebody in ATK to snitch against Young and Ace. And let me explain. Not only was the retaliation for Young and Ace's brother 23, but he was also to revenge ATK Mitch. Now, 1 month before Foolio passed, he did an interview speaking on the beef in Jacksonville. He revealed there was supposed to be a song made with both groups trying to stop the crime against each other.
No record. Y'all probably didn't know this. Even though I said what I said, but bro, me and J.Dot Breezy supposed to be doing a Stop the Violence song. We probably gonna get that shit in motion. So I'm gonna just get that shit out the way for the kids, for the youth and shit. And yeah, we gotta make this look better, man.
You and J.Dot Breezy have a Stop the Violence record coming.
Yeah, that shit, it's talked about. I DM'd him about it. My big cousin wrote him about it too. He said he with it, I'm with it. But basically right now we trying to find a beat.
As according to the police files, they have evidence proving that ATK pretended to drop the beef with Foolio so then he would let his guard down, which he definitely did, as he posted 40 IG stories in one night sharing his location. But it also ties into what happened to ATK Mitch, who passed away in 2022. You see, in April 2022, the officers saw Julio Foolio driving a Dodge Durango with an illegal window tint. They would then pull Foolio over to ask questions, but when they were searching his vehicle, they immediately found out who Foolio was. Once they did so, they arrested Foolio on the spot, threw him in the back of the patrol car, and was questioned about the passing of ATK Mitch.
All right, so I ain't want to bring it up. I know you're gonna be upset. Mitch, there's some texts I want to talk to you real quick about what happened to Mitch.
How long that's gonna take?
Not that long, depends on you. They're just gonna ask what you know about what happened.
Once he was taken into the police car, he knew that he would be questioned, so he was quickly taken in to be interrogated by police about the passing of ATK Mitch, where he would be lying through his teeth the entire time.
I used to come to my mama's house. I used to stay on the corner. He would come over there, show his, support.
What type of work do you do? What type of
artist?
You're an artist. Okay. As far as Mitch go, what are you hearing?
Nah, really, I was in Miami when I heard the news. You know what I'm saying? I was down making music, and I saw posting on Instagram, Mitch. Everybody, the whole Jacksonville, Mitch.
The detectives then started looking at who Foolio was to ATK Mitch and how they knew each other, quickly realizing these two are rivals and they definitely are not on good terms. So they would start asking Foolio where he was at the time of Mitch's passing.
All right, the reason why I'm here, I am lead on your friend's case.
Ooh.
You have a friend that recently got killed?
A lot of friends that
recently. Mitch.
Oh yeah.
So I'm lead on that. I don't know how close you guys were. Can you kind of give me a, just rundown on y'all relationship when y'all met? How long y'all been partners or whatever?
The detectives knew they had nothing on Foolio, but they knew that he was involved. So they would try fishing for any information that they could get, but Foolio, he continued to just lie, telling the detectives he didn't know anything and he doesn't even know who Mitch is.
Guys, if you may know or hear something, that'd be helpful as well. Because if you know his mom, you can sit up there and call his mom, then I'm pretty sure you would want her to have some answers as well.
My little brother, I don't know who did. I don't know. I ain't here. That's what I'm saying. You will never know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. No, I just heard they say little brother. I was like, you know what I'm saying? I'm in Miami at the time though.
You ain't tired of that, man?
Yeah. But I'm known to this.
While Foolio was shutting down his involvement with ATK Mitch's passing, they would just ask Foolio why his music is related to so much crime in Jacksonville. His lyrics line up exactly with how people passed away, as they were getting frustrated that he was staying quiet when they knew he was involved.
Do you think that your music or your ways or the way you conduct yourself through your music had anything to do with him?
Nah, because even before I was rapping, it was... You get what I'm saying? Like, you can't just say it's my music, that's why somebody, you get what I'm saying?
Okay, do you think it influenced someone or triggered someone, like the way y'all going back and forth with this? Do you feel that way?
Nah, a song can't make no do nothing, bro.
As Foolio is playing by the street code, staying silent even though the feds know that he was involved. So with the feds now knowing that ATK got revenge against Foolio for 23, as well as ATK Mitch, Young and Ace would speak about Foolio during an IG live. He was kind of mocking Foolio, but he was also praising him like they were friends, hoping the police would leave him alone, as he knows the police knew he was involved.
What you think about Julio dying, cuz? That's sad, twin. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Y'all boys in the street, y'all didn't leave the streets alone, twin. I'll condone this that, but y'all just gotta stay. Y'all gotta. It's so funny, cause me, bro, like we cool, like we was cool and shit. You feel me? Me and him, like we cool. I was just so funny. I was just talking to Sam. I'm like, bro, you gotta stop the way, bro. You know, love y'all here. Like, stop the way, real shit. Like, you know, I fuck with your real shit. Stop the way.
With this all in mind, when the police would drop the evidence relating to Young and Ace hanging the 5 hitmen of Alicia, Isaiah, Sean, Rashad, and Davion, they labeled Young and Ace as the main kingpin. So they began canceling all of his concerts, trying to limit Young and Ace's business and income, so then he couldn't afford a court case with a lawyer.
Jacksonville police and shit. I don't know how they be doing it, but they always call around and cancel my shows. What's up with y'all? What's going on? Why y'all want to cancel my show? I don't even live there in Jacksonville. Why y'all want to cancel my? Why y'all trying to my money? Yeah, man, y'all trying to my life. Cause y'all worry about what I got going on. I ain't with y'all. Y'all canceled all my shows, but I just had a show in Tampa. Y'all got my show canceled in Tampa. I had a show in Virginia. I called, got my show canceled up. I had a show in Gainesville. Y'all canceled my show in Gainesville before. Daytona. You feel me? Like, what's really going on?
But the craziest part of it all, DJ Academics assumed all of this was already gonna happen, telling Young and Ace that he is next to be dealt with, which he didn't appreciate.
Whack 100 recently spoke about you and he says, you're next.
Why would you say that, bro? Why would you wish that for me?
Well, I don't know if he was wishing that. I think he's just thinking about, like, you know, in terms of, you know, people want to get the target, like the high profile target, and if Foolio is out the way, now they're like, well, the only way to make another thing is you.
Why wish on me, bro? Man, bro, I've been living my whole life, twin. I'm letting you get up on. I'm not letting nobody get up on me, so I don't.
With his passing now, right? Does it mean that this whole situation is over?
There's never no situation.
As when Young and Ace did this interview, it would end up going viral online, which is when a never before seen clip of Young and Ace in a hospital bed went around online. Now the rumor is the person that recorded the video was one of the people involved in trying to get Young and Ace. This was the situation when his brother 23 passed away, but this man went to the hospital and recorded Young and Ace, who was paid by Foolio.
Trying to come forward, I try to the whole RV. trying to hold him. I'm trying to RJ open the door. I open the door, I'm pushing him out. I'm like, I got you, bro. I got you. He had to grab a shirt. I'm like, bro, I can't move. He tell me he can't move. I jump out the car. Cope open the door. Cope said, call everybody. Just call me.
As the police final statement on the matter on what truly caused it all was revealing that at the end of the day, it's the music that gets these two groups riled up to go against each other.
The drill rappers.
You have drill down here.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was a Chicago thing.
No, man, it's down here too, man. And the thing about it is we like to run them out of town. Like there's a couple of them that they know they can't live here anymore. There was a particular song, it's Vanessa Carlton. What's the name of that song? It's real catchy, everybody likes it. Yeah, 1,000 Miles. They sampled her song, and then they made a song, a rap to it, and they were talking about people that had actually been in Jacksonville. About 5 or 6 of them, right? They named in that song?
They did name them, yes.
But that's what drill rap is. It's nonsense, but it's impactful because they're talking about people that have actually been, those people have parents, they have mothers, they have fathers, they have brothers and sisters that feel the effects of what's going on. They think it's a joke.
But I want you to comment down below, do you believe Young and Ace was guilty of Foolio's passing, or what do you believe happened? And leave a like on the video if you're a fan of either rapper. However, the police just released new evidence about the crime that Lil Durk committed. Lil Durk was just snitched on by his best friend OTF Vonnie, making him guilty in his court case. It was announced Chicago rapper Lil Durk's sister-in-law calls OTF Vonnie a rat and a snitch in the M for Hire Fed case in an IG post. As in the courtroom today, his file was updated showing that he's no longer in the Bureau of Prisons custody. This means that he was released from jail, likely on a house arrest, where he would then get his hands on a new iPhone. He would text somebody that he thought was close to him, but that person then flipped on Vonnie, leaking all of the messages. OTF Vonnie texted who he thought was his friend, yeah, and I'm trying to plea out on a 32, which is the base for M for Hire, max is 43, which is life. I'd get -2 points for the plea, -1 point for an early plea, -2 points for no background, meaning then I'll have 27 points, which is only 5 to 7 years in prison. It's better than that. I can't go to trial. I might get an elbow. I don't want them to do me like the other boys. When saying he doesn't want to get got like the other boys, he's actually referring to OTF Jam, who also snitched, but more on that later. However, Vonnie's father is very upset that his son turned federal. It was tweeted, OTF Vonnie's father reveals Vonnie allegedly orchestrated the Lil Pab and King Von passing.
Oh no, he ain't taking my advice. He ain't responding no back to me because this is on a tablet. He on a jail tablet when I sent that to him. He ain't responding nothing else to him. I told you he can't take my advice because they playing. They made themselves get caught. This is what come along with it. They wanted to get caught. You understand me?
So, oh, that's what you meant by trenches paint. Okay.
What you mean trenches what?
Was it you that said that? With the whole narrative about Vonnie snitching with the text messages. Like, that's...
Yeah. I don't know who said that, but that was me.
Cause that was a focus. Everybody was trying to make it seem like that's what the text messages was about.
That's just saying what he finna cop out to and this, that, and other. And with me saying Von, some people like, damn, what he gonna tell on some words on Von?
I ain't gonna lie, I said that in my video. I'm intrigued to know what the Von name was for.
No, he ain't gonna tell him no Von. You gonna tell that just like you orchestrated Lil Pat, you orchestrated this. And guess who you work for?
OTF Vonnie's father is from the street, where if somebody snitches, then you can snitch on them, and he didn't hold back. However, I do have the answer as to why OTF Vonnie snitched, and let me explain. In OTF, there is only 3 main guys left. This is Lil Durk, OTF Vonnie, and OTF DD. Vonnie and DD are related, which is important to know, as it was just announced, the new Lil Ted body cam footage of him begging to snitch against Lil Durk and OTF members have changed the case. Durk's lawyer submitted paperwork for an extended time on their bond proposal. This raises the question of, what did Lil Ted say to the feds? Lil Ted is known as OTF DD's younger brother, who is Lil Durk's main guy for anything street related and is cousins with OTF Vonnie. Lil Ted was arrested at a local convenience store as he had a firearm in his jeans pocket and he did not want to go to jail.
Really? Dude had a what about that? A man had a with an extended clip. That's cool though, right?
At this moment, Lil Ted was then driven to the police station, but before even getting inside, he had tears coming down his face as he would yell to the police, "I swear I'll tell y'all about the passings," hoping not to be placed into jail, but it was already too late for him.
Come on. Hey, stop it. Stop it.
Everything. I swear to God, I tell you, I will tell you, please, I swear, please.
Being placed into the waiting cell, Lil Ted was seen crying his eyes out, wanting nothing more to just snitch on all the team members that he knows, just so then he can go home and get out of jail. As you need to remember, he's related to Vonnie and Dee Dee. Who knows the information that Lil Ted knows?
Wait, hold on, you gotta relax for me, because I can't understand it. Relax. What's the number? 7 what you saying, man? We're gonna see what we can do for you, alright? We're gonna see what we can do for you. You gotta relax for me.
Relax, man. I'm gonna get a bus to prison. Relax.
Give me no, I'm saying, what you talking about? I'm trying to get that.
With OTF Dee Dee being his older brother, when there was news of someone snitching in the court system, as in court files, it only shows the person's last name. Everybody believed that it was OTF Dee Dee, but in reality, it was his brother. But this had a trickle-down effect. With Ted already wanting to snitch against Durk, there's a high probability the feds got Dee Dee, Vonnie, and both their parents together all in one room for their moms to basically yell at them to snitch and not waste their entire lives sitting in a prison cell, which is a very common tactic the feds use, as with them all being related, 3 against 1 being Lil Durk, Durk is gonna lose every single time. But there's a reason why they're snitching out so fast. This is because Lil Durk is about to be released from jail. To understand when, it's important to know the news of words from Durk's father have Durk being released on a bond. With this being his 3rd attempt, his lawyers made an offer so great the judge can't refuse it.
I just left the courtroom for the bond hearing for my son for the release for the 3rd time. This time it was very fair. The judge was very fair. He wasn't pro-prosecutor, he wasn't pro-defense, but he was pro-justice. So he listened to all the evidence, and he's gonna give a ruling in the next few days about what his position is for the bond. But we were very pleased at how it turned out. So continue, family, friends, and fans, continue to keep us in your prayers, and we thank you, and inshallah, God willing, this be victorious for us, that we have a good ruling in our favor.
Meaning they needed to get together to snitch against Durk before Durk gets out first, as the prosecutors ended up dropping evidence against Lil Durk, which did give him a release date. The news wrote, today Lil Durk's court hearing had the prosecutors telling the judge they are willingly throwing away evidence against Durk. While reading it out loud in front of the judge, I wonder how this will affect the rest of his bond hearing, as the prosecutors did this in the most corrupt way possible, saying out loud, we are dropping the evidence of the Durk lyrics reading, told me they got an Addy go, got location go, look on the news, see your son screaming no, no, while also showing the news clip of Quando Rondo screaming no on the sidewalk.
Right now, the search is on for 3 people who police say at a Savannah rapper, a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles, and cameras captured the aftermath.
This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
As this was a very corrupt and wrong way of dropping evidence, Lil Durk was just about to receive a bond. With them telling the judge they are dropping this evidence while reading it out loud, this will be in the back of the judge's mind before giving Durk the answer. It was so bad, even Charleston White reacted.
This is a real victory. Now that demonic force was a dark force. It was a dark energy. I think we now finally get to put that fire out. I don't think we'll hear drill music ever again. I don't think drill rappers would ever be celebrated ever again. Down goes the drill. So this is a victory for law-abiding Americans who like hip-hop music but don't like the killing part of it.
The judge would then announce inside of court he's gonna need a few days to make his decision. Lil Durk would return back to jail, but this is where his entire life would turn around once again. In case you missed it, the news wrote, Chicago rapper Lil Durk was involved in an altercation inside a jail this morning. This even resulted in Lil Baby tweeting, "I don't care about nothing else other than Durk right now, free the bro," as the streets connected what really happened. It began with the tweet of, Lil Durk's day one homie Gleesh passed away last night in Chicago, meaning several OTF members are being targeted, including Lil Durk. This raises the question of who would want revenge against OTF. As the same day Lil Durk was targeted inside a jail, Quando Rondo and Lil Tim did interviews on the exact same day, said the same message, and had them both released on the same hour. Many look at it like a weird coincidence, but others believe it was for the feds to not investigate them for going after Durk while he's still in jail, making it a great alibi. As Lil Tim said,
"No, like shit, I was just protecting my little brother."
When you did finally find out that it was King Von who did it, how'd you feel?
I was like, damn, if Brian did that stupid shit last night, he still would have been alive. That's how I was. But I was like, shit, I ain't no the type person I am. Like, I'm a humble person. I ain't no disrespect to like his mama saying fuck him and shit like that, cause I could easily get on that type of stuff and be clout chasing type. Like, I ain't on that type. I'm a humble person, but it's like they ain't never popped that shit off. That would have never happened like that.
As Quando Rondo said the exact same thing, saying that he wishes things were handled in a much different way.
Whoever on my side, they got kids and a mama that 100% love them. And at the end of the day, bro, all this bull that we talking about is stupid. That could have been handled a totally different way. It could have been handled to the point where a song and $3-4 million could have came out or whatever like that. It could have got handled in a legit way, in a music way.
Two ops of Lil Durk, both doing an interview on the same day, praising Durk, wishing things were handled a different way, while he's also targeted inside a jail, does not seem suspicious at all. Due to this, Durk's lawyer would end up doing an interview with DJ Academics, speaking on the situation while also revealing his release date, sharing detail of the prosecutors ruining their own case.
The other allegation they backed away from, which is huge, it shows the weakening of the case. Previously, the prosecution had alleged that Durk paid the bounty for the through one of his co-defendants, and they named the co-defendant. Now they've backed off that allegation. They're not actually saying that Durk paid the bounty through the co-defendant or anyone else. And the fact that they're not saying that suggests that previously they thought they were going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty through this guy, and now they know we're not going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty through this guy.
As he went on to mention, the case is getting weaker for the prosecutors, who can now no longer use Durk's lyrics, as this was Durk's lawyers calling the charges a joke. He would share the feds only had lyric evidence against Lil Durk, but now they're not even using it.
The case is as follows. So there was an indictment that did not name him, right? It named others, and then there was an unindicted person. And then 3 weeks later, that indictment was what's called the first superseding indictment, and it does name him. The indictment was identical, except the unnamed person now became Durk Banks. And this is the really important part, Ack. The second indictment, what's called the first superseding indictment, only had one new fact. It had one new fact, and that was it alleged that there was a video by Durk that celebrated and monetized this.
However, a few days later, the judge then finally made his decision. Durk would be seen entering the courtroom, but the news wrote, the feds say Lil Durk would need to go completely broke and give up all of his property to be granted a bond. They fear that he might use his fortune to place bounties on witnesses.
No bond for Lil Durk. Let me tell you about what options he has left and why the bond was denied this time. Now, he's in federal court on a murder for hire charge where he faces the possibility of life in prison. What that means is under the federal law, it is presumed that you do not get a bond because the charge and the penalty are so serious. So your lawyer has to go out there and show why you should get a bond. Now, ultimately, what the district judge decided to deny the bond on was a couple of factors. There's a couple $1 million being put up, but it's not all being put up by Durk. Some of it is from the label, and ultimately Durk has a lot more money and assets than what's being put up. So if I let him out on bond and he tries to flee, he's going to have tons of assets and money at his disposal.
As with the feds afraid Durk might go after witnesses, it seemed like he already did. OTF Vonnie was afraid of this happening to him because it was announced, has anyone heard from OTF Jam after he snitched on Lil Durk? Several OTF gang members are gone, but low-key he's been gone for months, as he was outed for being a snitch on DJ Vlad's show.
There's a guy named OTF Jam.
That was wired.
Very ironic name.
Jam got him in a jam. Did 12 years.
12
got
years.
out, interviewed, said he kept it real, brought him cars, gave him 50,000.
Right.
This. Made mention that ain't no smut on his name. He ain't never been a rat. Caught a gun case, but eventually he flipped.
As once this hit news headlines, the news read, OTF Jam was found by OTF members hiding out in a crib outside of Atlanta. Sources claim Jam was dealt a punishment for snitching on OTF owner Lil Durk, alongside a photo of the scene where Jam was staying at, where no one has heard from him ever since. Vonnie doesn't want to end up like OTF Jam. This happened to Jam because what he provided. As the court file reads, over 230 gigs of digital evidence, which includes audio recordings, video surveillance, and 20,000 pages of reports are currently being processed for discovery, as an OTF member named Jam supplied them with all this evidence. A court update read, the feds believe Durk paid to get these two people dealt with. Number 1, Stephon Mack, who got Durk's brother D-Thang. Number 2, OTF Jam's baby mom, who passed after Lil Durk found out he wore a wire around him. Feds think Jam is the key to putting Durk in jail for all 3 crimes, meaning once the case with Lil Pab is done, Lil Durk is now looking at 2 more cases, as it was this Instagram live where Lil Durk first noticed Jam was wearing a wire. Jam was seen holding the top of his jacket, whispering in it,
check on your man, let him get his head. I ain't gonna lie, man. Hey, when I was growing up, I was having a dare. Architect. I'm having a dare.
However, months before ever being arrested, Durk knew Jam was acting strange. It was shared, Lil Durk has been playing 3D chess the entire time. He knew OTF Jam was gonna cooperate.
I see from a mile away. I don't think people realize that. I could have a conversation with you for 5 seconds and know your cooperate.
Due to all this happening to Lil Durk, he would speak further on it, saying he doesn't even allow his friends to know where he lives anymore and gives no information to anyone. You can tell just how sad he is knowing Jam snitched.
Nobody is ever allowed to my house. It be my best friend never been to my house.
For real?
I promise.
Your best friend?
I promise. Like, it's people like that I just don't allow around my girl and my kids, cause it's like I'm just a different type. I'm not the. We're gonna have family night at Durk house tonight. It's the.
Everybody at Durk's crib.
Yeah, we gotta. Everybody getting watched. We gotta watch everybody. Hey, they go too close to them kids. You know what to do. Like, that's how I play. Like, I don't play. I see from a mile away.
I don't think people realize.
OTF Jam is the same man that Lil Durk gifted $50,000 to during this Instagram live. If Durk did this for you, would you still snitch?
You know what's name, bro? Steady crying, huh? He's steady crying. Feed him. Feed him. Get in the milk, bro. Get in the milk so baby mama get the tripping, bro.
You see that?
Feed
for my baby. That's really how y'all hold y'all babies, ain't it? I gotta hold my money like this. This too much. Crazy though. My sitting up there doing all this. Sneak this and internet games and all this. Up some money, do something. Like, we winning, bro. I can do it. Whatever it is I want to do, I can do it. Just not what I want to do what I want. Y'all can't do that, bro. Goof.
Bro got out what?
You know
how many you did now?
How many years I did it now?
Yeah, that's your last bit. 12.
12.
That boy popped out 12 years.
12 years.
So much money. We really just get in order to just figure out the lanes, man, boy.
However, there is something very important about that Instagram live. Those in the background of that live, the feds investigated further into. They realized these same people were seen jewelry shopping with King Von. They're also the same people involved in Lil Pab's passing, meaning they all stuck together, making it clear they were all very close friends and they would want revenge for King Von.
Solitary.
They big fan. We just looked at him. Man.
Let's go over there.
What up, bro?
Boss, you good? My boy.
Let's go. They got real in here, man, because he just stepped in. The money man just stepped in.
With all of this going against Lil Durk, he still has one last chance of being released from jail, as his lawyer would speak on. Academics would ask him if Durk would entertain a plea deal. Drew says no, we're going all the way.
You know, likelihood of a plea. I think a lot of people have seen like this. Seems like it's a do or die thing. This is kind of like it's gonna be like a 1 or 0 type of situation. You're either or you're not. Is Durk, from your understanding, or you as a lawyer right now, as his criminal attorney, are you open to possible conversations about plea deals? Are you thinking, no, we're going all the way? Would you entertain it, just entertain it, because that's your job to listen to it and maybe present it to Durk, or that's just off the table?
It's a conspiracy commitment case. It's an all or nothing case, and he did not participate in a conspiracy to commit. And so there is no alternative. It's a life sentence, potential life sentence. So this case is going to go to 12 people.
They're going all the way for one specific reason. Lil Durk's lawyers have been keeping this in their back pocket to eventually win the case, explaining that all Durk does online and in music is express his First Amendment right, just like Young Thug did, who also got released.
There's a First Amendment argument here, right? That this violates the First Amendment. Can you talk about that?
Right, for sure. I mean, I'm expressing myself. I can say the things that I want to say in a rap record or any kind of record. And you could go back and there's country records and there are pop records and there are R&B records that talk about all kinds of things. It's just that there's this notion that with hip hop, quote, glorifying violence, that suddenly now we're going to use these things to prosecute them. But does that mean that the free speech, First Amendment has gone away? No, absolutely not. He can absolutely rap about what he wants to rap about, and that doesn't mean just because the story is violent.
As this looks very good for Lil Durk, lawyers online are even saying he'll be released from jail just like Young Thug was, and I'm curious to know if you agree.
We've seen it happen quite a bit. I don't know that I'd say it's been persuasive. I think the biggest example we look at is Young Thug. Down in Atlanta. They took a lot of his lyrics, and even though technically speaking, ultimately they got a conviction, he actually walked out on time served. Most of the people that were prosecuted didn't end up being convicted, and I don't think anybody would call that prosecution a successful prosecution. And so, you've got freedom of speech issues. Does it mean that just because I'm saying something in a rap song, and it typically is a rap song, does that mean that I actually did something? And this is an extra interesting twist here because Lil Durk's attorney is saying, well, this song was actually released months before.
But leave a like on the video if you want Lil Durk released from jail, and comment down below if you believe he's guilty. Similar to Lil Durk being snitched on, YNW Melly is about to face the exact same issue.
And I'm breaking the case of a double in Miramar.
2 people now behind bars, including a South Florida rapper.
That's right, and take a look here. Just moments ago, we obtained this rapper's mugshot from the Broward County Jail.
Local 10 News cameras were rolling back in October outside the Miramar Memorial Hospital emergency room. Detectives say the 2 arrived here in this 2018 Jeep, the back windshield appearing to be up.
The upcoming YNW Melly retrial has now been delayed till 2027 due to YNW Bortland snitching. It begins when it was announced YNW Melly's double retrial has now been postponed once again. During a hearing on Friday, August the 8th, the 4th District Court of Appeals granted a stay in the case, allowing time to consider a motion by the state's attorney office. The stay means the trial will not begin in September and has been pushed back to January 2027. him. With the trial delayed, they are making a deal with YNW Portland, which is why they need over a year to confirm it all. The news wrote, a no communication order has been filed in the YNW Melly trial. The order makes Melly and Portland completely separate, no talking, no lawyer talk, just silence, as the prosecutors are forcing Portland to snitch by trying YNW Melly and him together at the next trial.
Issue here, and you can try them together. It is to the benefit of the state to try them together. It just more efficient. You don't have to do things again and again. Do it all at once, and also you get a better chance of having them incriminate each other during the trial. It benefits the defense to sever it. That way they can point the finger at each other and get away with it. So this is what's going on. But I don't think it should be automatically severed because the state is seeking a penalty for Melly, because it's only the penalty phase of the trial that would be different, not the guilt phase. The guilt phase is the same. They're both capital crimes. You're seeking the penalty on one, not the other, but that goes into the second part of the trial, the penalty phase, only if Melly is found guilty.
Having YNW Portland on their side will leave Melly found guilty in the next trial due to him being able to validate all of the evidence against Melly, as this was all confirmed when the judge announced Melly will be tried with Portland in the next trial.
Mr. Henry is going to remain set for trial September the 10th at 9 o'clock with Mr. Demons, pending whatever future motion that I may hear. I'm in another capital case right now. I have 4 hearing dates left available between now and September the 10th. I gave the parties those 4 dates, and I'm holding all of those dates and times open only for these 2 defendants. So anything that you need me for, okay? Yes, sir.
As the news wrote, at the beginning of Wednesday's hearing, Judge Martin Fiend, Portland's attorney, said, so Mr. Haddad, for the time being, Mr. Henry will remain set for trial with YNW Melly, confirming that they will be tried together, even though it's going to be at a later date. If Portland knows that he didn't commit this crime, he won't physically be able to sit there and take life in prison just because he's YNW Melly's best friend, making it very likely he'll then point the finger against Melly, just like Melly did against him in the first trial. Now, what you didn't know is Melly and Portland have not talked to each other in over a few years. Ever since Melly's lawyer tried pinning this against Portland in the first trial, they are not even friends anymore.
Those were his lies. Cortland Henry shows up at Memorial Hospital, Miramar. You don't see him sitting there, but where you will see him sitting is in the driver's seat of a car with 2 bodies, a car riddled with bullets. And when he shows up with a change of clothing, change of shirt, powder residue on his hands, evidencing that he had discharged a firearm. And he lies. He lies about where the incident occurred. He lies about how it occurred. And he lies about not having a phone. I think it was Miss Bradley herself who said, everybody has a phone in his pocket, not Cortland Henry.
As that was YNW Melly's own lawyer, that it was YNW Portland that had been lying to the feds. Portland was the one with powder residue on his hands, and he was the last one with Juvie and Sack Chaser when they passed away. They even went as far as to bringing a forensic scientist that covered the passings to go into further detail of Portland being the guilty one.
So the right hand of Cortland Henry contained 0 particles characteristic of residue and 2 two-component particles, and the left hand contained 1 particle characteristic of residue and 1 two-component particle.
Okay. And can you explain to us what that means?
Basically, overall, there was residue present on the hands.
As it would be this moment where YNW Portland would cut ties with YNW Melly. When Melly's mistrial was granted, a report shared, YNW Portland tweets a mysterious message on the same day Melly's mistrial was declared, where the tweet reads, "Mind games don't work on people like me," alongside a handshake emoji as if he's accepting a deal. Now, what's very concerning about this is Portland has every reason to snitch against Melly now because of what was found in YNW Portland's home.
Melly's co-defendant YNW Portland was booked into a Miami jail Monday night and is being held behind bars on an out-of-county warrant. We just confirmed the warrant is out of Broward County for witness tampering. The warrant obtained by Law and Crime Network states as follows. On or about April 10, 2023, continuing through and including July 22, 2023, Cortland Henry, aka Bortland, along with others, did unlawfully and knowingly engage in misleading conduct toward another person with the intent to cause or induce them to withhold testimony. The warrant continues the alleged witness had been summoned by the legal process to the jury trial of Jamel Dimmons, aka YNW Melly. The dates in the warrant are important. Jury selection for Melly started in mid-April, and a judge declared a mistrial on July 22nd, the same day the warrant claims Bortland allegedly tampered with the witness.
As it was announced, here are the images of alleged notes discovered during the home raid of YNW Bortland's home, as there was photos of Bortland drawing out on a piece of paper where certain jurors were sitting in the Melly trial with a description of what they looked like. Mind you, he drew all of these before Melly's lawyers went out and practically snitched on him, which really makes it look like YNW Bortland was getting ready to slide for YNW Melly on these jurors if they found his best friend guilty of the crime.
To keep it real, this is sloppy. Bortland, how the f you gonna have the notebook of the jurors in your house? Holy sh! Like, come the f on. It's like doing a and having the surveillance tape in your DVD player or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like they raid your crib and the surveillance footage of the is in your DVD player. They be like, oh, okay, thank you, brother. This can't be at your crib.
But here's where it gets even more concerning for Melly, and let me explain. YNW Bortland will be able to validate all of this new evidence that the prosecutors want to use against Melly. There's one piece of evidence that they really want to use, which is this Facebook post of Melly and Young Thug together. They're trying to say that Melly is a part of the Red Street team, just like Young Thug is.
Same thing, the use of the slap term, 5-point star, snake. He's saying he's YSL, he's hanging with him, and he puts up his YNW for life hashtag on it with Mr. Demons has the big B hand signs displayed.
Right, and these individuals again, I'm assuming that's also Young Thug. That's also unknown.
Yes.
Also important to your investigation, correct?
Yes.
Also publicly available for anyone to see and capture.
As YNW Melly even made an effort inside a court trying to tell his lawyers just let them use it, because he knows that YNW Bortland will just validate the evidence anyway, as he knows he already made a deal. The news wrote, today's hearing marks the first time Melly publicly went against his legal team's advisement in open court, where Melly is seen yelling at his lawyers, making sure they know the evidence is gonna be validated either way.
Yes, sir. Against our advice, our client wants to proceed.
You objected to their request. We need to determine this automatic stay.
Based upon what our client has instructed us, yes, sir.
For people inside of the courtroom would then overhear what Melly was saying, where he would say, and quote, I don't care, I'm not in no gang, they can't prove it.
I'm aware that 924-071 calls for an automatic stay while
they were aggravators. They go to membership in a gang. There are things that the jury would have to find before going into penalty.
Not aggravator, that's the death penalty. Aggravator, that's the enhancement itself, Your Honor. That was charged. He was charged in committing the murder for the further conviction, which is an aggravator in terms of the guilt.
Something that they would have to find by way of an interrogatory.
Yes.
Well, they also want to use this new evidence from an ex-O Block member that also snitched out YNW Melly, which was a secret that King Von told him. Now, before King Von passed away and Melly was arrested, the two were great friends. King Von told this O Block member that YNW Melly was asking him for advice on how to deal with people, meaning getting them gone.
Did Von really tell you that Melly told him that he was two friends?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument. And so, you know, if you know, when people could say something without saying it. And so he told me, like, once I posted what I posted, Von was mad at me. Bro, why you put up there, bro? What the bam? I'm like, you sitting up here, like, you know the love we got. You do this for us, but you gonna trust that his two friends? And he said, them was trying to extort him. And so I'm like, if they was trying to extort him, then why are you still around them?
Now, they will have 2 years to make this evidence usable, and if they do, YNW Melly will be sentenced to life. But what's even worse for Melly is this isn't his only case, which is facing a life sentence. If you haven't been keeping up with the YNW Melly trial, it's important to know he has another charge of life in prison. The only reason he wasn't found guilty in the first trial was due to his ex-girlfriend Mariah Hamilton escaping the United States and not testifying against him. Well, just a month ago, she just tried getting back into the country.
Mariah Hamilton is spending her first day at the Broward County Jail. She has no arrest record until now. U.S. Border Patrol agents arrested her at Miami International Airport Monday after she arrived on an international flight. Court records show Hamilton was ordered to testify in Demon's first trial in 2023.
Mariah Hamilton would be immediately arrested when returning to the United States. She did not have a great time inside a jail, which is why when she showed up for her first court hearing, the judge made her a deal, saying if you agree to testify against Melly, tell the truth about everything, you're free to go. She accepted it instantly. This is terrible news for Melly. She even wrote on Facebook, "To my village, thank you to my village. I love you all so much. God's plan, not mine." All she has to do is confirm the concerning evidence that was found in her iCloud account, which is showing Melly forcing her to not testify in trial, which is known as witness tampering. Then Melly will be sentenced to life in prison.
The state filing 6 new charges against Demons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
The witness tampering case is separate from YNW Melly's existing case of Sack Chaser and Juvie's passing. Now, there is a real world where Melly could be found innocent in the case of Juvie and Sack Chaser passing, but if Mariah can confirm all the text messages of Melly forcing her to not testify, he will then go to prison for the rest of his life.
Are now charged with witness tampering. There was this kind of crazy way that Melly was communicating. He wasn't allowed to use the phone, but he was passing notes to people, and then this person's calling this person and then that person.
Saying like to me, they going through extreme measures, try to cover up or convince people not to testify, like Mariah mom. They was using code words like Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's baby mom. And
due to Melly witness tampering with the jail phones, he hasn't been allowed to use a phone for over a year now. It got so bad that his mother, Jamie King, even did an interview exposing the county jail for not allowing her son to use a phone or even look at his own mail.
My son has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to just to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him.
But if the evidence is true that Melly was using the jail phone to commit witness tampering, then that's why they haven't allowed him. And they definitely have the evidence stored away. They wouldn't just keep Melly off of the phones if they didn't have the evidence to prove it, or else it would result in a massive multi-million-dollar lawsuit. Due to all of this, Jamie King revealed she's absolutely heartbroken for her son. She feels so helpless because he's not even being treated like a human.
When you saw Melly's statement, just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life, as a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We've tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer to someone too.
This would get a lot of media attention, especially from people in the rap industry. Charleston White would react, saying that this is what YNW Melly should be living like. He shouldn't get special treatment because he's a rapper, especially if he used jail phones to commit witness tampering.
The YNW Melly, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated. Yeah, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated, homie. Homie, when you take a life When you take a life, homie, you ain't got a right to complain about a motherfucking thing about being mistreated when you done chose to play somebody.
But it would also get the attention of rap OG Boosie, who would speak on the stress Jamie King has been going through as his own mother went through a similar experience.
Okay, so
then I met his mama while he was in.
Oh, okay.
I met his mom while he was in, and she real, bro. You know, she real.
She's stressed out. I heard she had a.
Yeah, she real, and I reached my hand out to him, cause I'm real. Yeah, I reached out to him, bro. I met his mom, and she a good woman, bro. And when I see them mamas like that, it remind me of what my mom was going through, bro.
However, Melly did have a huge win inside of court, which could result in him having a release date. To understand when Melly could be released on a bond, it's important to know that an FBI agent took the stand. The FBI agent specializes in cell phone data research. As a report shared, YNW Melly's lawyers questioned an FBI agent that did an analysis on Melly's phone at the time of the crime.
Based on the information, you can't really tell the court precisely which locations these phones are following in, can you?
One of the limitations of cellular analysis is that you can only say a general area where the device would be at a given time.
Alright, so even with the general analysis, all of the steps that we've gone through for about 4 or 5 hours, at the end of the day, you can never give an exact location.
True.
And could you tell if somebody was walking around a car with the phone? Would you be able to tell that?
No.
So it'd be your testimony that this phone, 9807, could be from here to here, correct?
Yes.
While he shared important information, it was the next topic of conversation where Melly got a huge win. A DNA specialist then took the stand. His job was to go over DNA research on multiple items that were found at the scene of the crime, including items that were found inside of the Jeep they were driving in. As it shares, a DNA analyst confirms Melly's DNA was not found on multiple items that were recovered at the crime scene.
So going to item number 22. The swab from the Gucci sandals. We're able to compare the profile from Mr. Demons as opposed to the profile developed from those sandals.
I did, and he was excluded.
The stain on the front of the t-shirt, item number 23. We're able to compare Mr. Demons' profile to that.
I did a comparison, and he was again excluded.
What about item number 24, the cutting of the stain of the rear of the t-shirt?
After comparisons were done, he was excluded.
Okay, then on item number 25, the swab of stain from the Air Jordans.
Again, an exclusion.
Going on to item number 26, the swab from the yellow jacket.
An exclusion as well.
And in terms of the item number 27 and 28, the swabs at the Gatorade bottles. What were the results on that?
Those were both exclusions.
However, Melly's DNA was found on the car door handle, but this is obvious. We all watched him get into the left side of the Jeep, but what's not known is why did Fredo Bang pick up YNW Melly? As the feds would then claim that they have proof that YNW Melly was picked up by rapper Fredo Bang when the crime went down. Then he was dropped off at a nearby house.
And Chris Thomas are. So what you're also going to find out is while Mr. Devins is out there on the side of the road, 4 in the morning, 4:42 specifically, he sends a drop pin, digital homing beacon, to his current location, to one of his friends, Frederick Givens. Frederick Givens is also involved in the music industry, and he asked to be picked up. Frederick Givens, then about 11 minutes later, is sent another drop pin where Mr. Demons has moved a couple of meters. What you're going to find out as well, though, is these digital leashes, they have more than just phone call.
But this is where it gets terrible for Melly. Borland will be able to explain why Fredo did that, but he'll also be able to explain the context of what happened 5 hours after the crime occurred, where YNW Melly sent a text message saying, "I did that."
The PC Gambino account asked him if he was okay, and his response was, "I did that," and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 from Eastern Standard Time. The YNW Melly account says what?
After that, SHHHH.
But he would also be able to share exactly why it was announced. The prosecutors updated evidence against Melly. He didn't know that he was filmed admitting to the passing of Juvie and Sack Chaser, where only a few hours after the crime went down, Melly was filmed dancing in a parking lot with YNW Borland.
Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey! No, still turned, regardless of what happened. You already know.
Showing not even an ounce of sadness for the passing of their two best friends. Which raises the question, do you believe YNW Melly committed this crime? Comment down below. I want to know exactly what you believe, and leave a like if you're a fan of Melly's music. However, Kodak Black's crime is very different than the first three. It didn't affect anyone's lives but his own.
Warrant has been issued for South Florida rapper Kodak Black. Officials say Bill Capri, better known as Kodak Black, violated the conditions of his pre-trial release. This mugshot is from his initial arrest last year when troopers pulled him over for driving with an expired driver's license and tags and found drugs on him.
Hey, look, come here. I'm not gonna arrest you on all right? This is just for the being. Come on, officially. All right.
New information in Kodak's case was released today, revealing concerning updates. As it was first written, according to the Broward County, the Kodak Black felony trafficking and possession trial is now set for 2025. The rapper is being taken into trial instead of being sentenced to a rehab program, as Kodak didn't take this well. He went on TikTok Live looking absolutely terrible.
Yes, I like that. All right, DP, thank you, brother. Yeah, you was next time, I want to play some Drew Hill. I got Camper, I got Anita Baker, all on the way. My name is Juvie Rodriguez. I'm in for Shelby Russian today. Hot 105. Russian today. Hot 105.
As when Kodak's lawyer originally set the trial date in court, he was asking for a rehab program instead of prison time, but the judge denied it. This is because it was shared. Chatter inside the courtroom between prosecutors and law officials make it sound like Kodak isn't being given another chance. It's time to face a sentence, but for how long? As the arrest body cam footage from when he was taken in was revealed online during the court hearing.
Hey, look, come here. I'm not gonna arrest you on all right? This is just for the being. Come on, officially. All right. You know your license is no good, but I'm not too worried about that. That's a ticket, right? That's a ticket.
As in today's hearing, the prosecutors told the judge to get Kodak Black in jail. He needs to be in jail until trial begins because he's not doing anything good in the free world right now, while showing the judge what he does in his free time, live streaming himself strung out.
We just got the sentence. What you want to Mac? Got some shit that got the sentence. You been to the boy? Got some sentence. Boy, want to raise you on your back. Yeah, stuck on the map. Hey, stuck on the map. Then a bed rest. There's a long nap because she took you down to it and you can't do it back. You can't help.
Thankfully, the judge did say Kodak is free until trial begins. However, they reviewed his older case, which is where things get very concerning, as Kodak was arrested on this exact charge 2 years ago in a separate case. Him doing it again in 2025 now makes him a repeat offender. On February 28th, 2023, it was announced Kodak Black admits to being on drank, but denies being on other items after pleading not guilty on possession and firearm charges. Literally self-snitching before his trial began.
I was on the and I was asleep in front of my family house, bro. That's it. I was on that drink, sleep in front of my people's house. But that ain't illegal. and that ain't illegal. I mean, so all that shit is just the process that it had to be in other mud shot. The process that even though like bogus is plastered all over the internet, then on top of that, it's like, bro, like I'm Haitian. I mean, and then it's just like my era, bro, like. No, like, man, you better off.
As shortly after the IG Live, the feds then raided Kodak's Florida home and arrested the rapper. But while he was arrested in 2023, his lawyer Brian Cohen was able to secure a deal to have Kodak sent to a rehab rather than sitting in jail.
Kodak, whose real name is Bill Capri, faced a judge Tuesday in Orange after turning himself in following an arrest warrant issued for violation of his pretrial release. Authorities said he tested positive for during a random test earlier this month.
What is this unjust and not right about this situation?
Black, addressing the judge after the pretrial release technician testified he may have mixed up the samples between Black and another patient.
There's no way you tested positive. We can resolve that by way of a hair sample, and that'll clear you.
Judge Barbara Duffy then asking for a hair sample today to clear up the alleged mix-up, which Black refused, rather choosing to check into the Legacy Rehabilitation Facility for 30 days as part of his pretrial release.
As Kodak was hoping that he would just get this exact same plan once again in 2025, but the judge denied it, as he is now a repeat offender. But it's very important to understand how we got here, as the prosecutors made an evidence file of Kodak Black's life after being released from the rehab program to show the judge he cannot be trusted. What was in this file was unbelievable. When Kodak first went to rehab, his career was stalled for over a year. He had no new music, no IG lives, there was nothing. The feds claim that this made the rapper very nervous for his career on when he got out. So when he was on the inside, he got very healthy. He was working out daily and became a much better person. They noted once he was released, he would get straight back to work, releasing his song titled Walk, which gathered 33 million views, and it climbed right back to the top of the chart. However, the success got back to Kodak's head. They would write that Kodak Black was featured on a Kai Cenat live stream, trying to recapture the audience of the new youth, but when Kodak was going on the live stream, he was nervous before arriving. Taking an extracurricular item before showing up, he would be seen on video having extreme sweats, swatting at things that aren't even there, and shouting random words.
You can't always say it, but at times when it feels good, that's when you say it sometimes. Yeah.
I thought your name was Bubba. Hey, oh.
Noting that the entire time he spent in rehab was basically useless, which is why he should not go back and instead go to prison. They shared the morning after the live stream, Kodak then hopped on IG Live. He tried to explain the situation, however, it just made things worse.
Come on, say y'all people like who be on that, y'all be on all type of shit. Y'all be on shit. Say all type of stupid. You know, but I take you one person and y'all be so hurt. Y'all wanna like it anyway. Yeah. Everybody else who be coming like on that timing, they ain't got no motion. They broke, they hurt, they something, or they trying to come into life some kind of way and trying to like look for any type of relationship. Yeah, I could come in that way. Oh, I think you need help. Oh, look, bro. And then you don't think.
With millions now disappointed that he broke his sobriety and making himself look terrible on live stream, it really seemed to go to Kodak's head. The strung out moments would only get worse from here, as he wasn't taking the criticism well. He then hopped on IG Live only a week later, saying that he's waiting to pass away.
Everybody getting while we waiting on other people too, right? Other people, they don't know how to let time do its thing. Hey, bro, like let time do it, bro. Time is the best, what you call it, whether it's gonna heal or whatever it's gonna like, you know, let time do it. You gotta be patient. Love is patient, love is kind. You know, like I'm saying, it makes absolutely zero sense, no sense at all. To try to approach the situation with any type of aggression. The whole world on. Everybody on. Your man on. Your everybody getting. While we waiting, Why we just down here waiting on when
But since the feds know literally everything, they ended up realizing Kodak read this from a viral tweet. It reads, "Every time I see Kodak Black, I get so sad. That man has like 4 baby moms, and not one of you greedy women care about him for real, because why are y'all not helping him? You're probably sitting around waiting for him to pass away," just like he quoted in the IG Live. But this was really only the beginning. More tweets of, "Every day I see a new video of Kodak strung out, not acting like a human. Is somebody gonna help him?" really also got to his head again. This resulted this time in a viral video of Kodak eating chicken in the middle of the road, not acting like a human.
The wrong thing. Take a seat next to him. Take a seat next to him. Enjoy that food. Enjoy that. Take a seat next to him, brother.
Oh, hold on, please. I want to be part of bro, I want to join that, bro. I want to be down here.
But this time, it got the attention of famous rapper Kanye West. He reached out trying to save Kodak Black. He hopped on IG Live and tried asking other rappers in the area to join him.
Okay, so I thought Kodak was in Miami. I see he's in Atlanta. So I'm getting a flight down to Atlanta right now and do something. So anybody that's already down in Atlanta that knows him and knows anything about him, I know I said rappers and all that, but right now I need y'all, man, to like really go and do something. Like we can't, I know y'all think I'm crashing out. Y'all, you see me talking, I'm expressing myself. And look, man, please don't, I know I said a lot, and just let me go down there and go help this man out.
But it's what the feds wrote next, which really makes you start to feel for Kodak Black. Sure, he has millions of dollars, but there's one thing he doesn't have. As one night, Kodak Black was seen pacing around his room, claiming that he's Drake's favorite rapper. He definitely could be. However, this is more of a confirmation that he is hanging out with the wrong crowd. His own friends would rather sit in the corner of the room filming Kodak strung out rather than trying to help him. There's no reason this video should even be on the internet.
I'm Drake's favorite rapper.
Who?
I'm his favorite rapper.
You Drake favorite rapper?
Yeah.
Nah.
He always say that. Even his people always say that. They always do that. Even when he ain't, you know what I mean? Even when he ain't around, so shit like, oh no, it's for real, bro. You just got it.
This would then get the attention of another rapper in the industry named Boonk. He would reach out being very caring to Kodak, but he never even responded to Boonk.
But right now, man, we worried about you. You don't look too healthy. In front of outside looking in, it's obvious that you're and I don't believe for 1 second you just doing for your own enjoyment. Nah, you trying to find something to fill up that void that's within your chest. See, I've been where you at right now. But by the grace of God, I'm clean. Them strongholds have been pulled down. Them chains are broken. So I'm qualified to talk about this. You got to make a decision, bro. You got too many people looking up to you. And from one father to another, got to set the right example for your son. This coming from somebody who genuinely cares. So if you come across this video, you want to sit at the table, break bread, man, holla at me.
As while good people are trying to reach out to save him, it doesn't seem like he cares. As only 1 week later, things got even worse. A fan would try interacting with Kodak at a local football game, telling him that he loves it when he is sober, which led into Kodak responding very aggressively.
Say I love when Kodak's sober. I ain't sober. I look sober.
That nigga's going for 2.
I know it's sober. For what? For what? Look at all this money. Look at all this cash. Sober for what? We young sober. Young sober.
Then the following day later, he went to the Baltimore Ravens game, once again looking completely out of it. A tweet read, "NFL fans are worried for rapper Kodak Black's health as he appeared off," while showing love to star quarterback Lamar Jackson and the Ravens.
Hey Kodak, what you gotta say about the Ravens, big G? I love the Ravens. Hello. Hey, what about that boy LJ, man? What you gotta tell the flock about that boy LJ, man? That boy Yak in the city. Yeah, Yak in the city. I live out here. Hello. Yeah, Yak in the city. Baltimore. Let him know.
This was the final straw for many in the rap industry. Watching Kodak go down a terrible spiral, it was clear that he needed help, which is why it was shared. Wallow and Gilly give life advice to Kodak Black, saying don't ever doubt yourself, you got them babies counting on you.
Don't ever doubt yourself, you got them babies counting on you. There's gonna be times where you're gonna doubt yourself, you're gonna be in pain, but them babies counting on you, you gotta be here. And I'm telling you that because a lot of people get around you and they see your success and they say, oh man, a lot of people need you, and they yes man you. I ain't here to yes man you. You know me, every time we connect, you know I got love for you. Not because I need you, I got love for you because you're a young cat and I was young, Gil was young. Live. And I'm telling you that because you see that love that lady get, you see how you light up when I talk about your babies? Live. These people wanna laugh, they wanna joke, they wanna criticize. They don't know your pain, I don't know your pain. But I know one thing, them babies counting on you.
As with them trying to reason with Kodak on his struggles with his life, they tried telling him his life is a lot bigger than just him. According to Google, Kodak has 5 children, while also being the main breadwinner for his own personal family. But this really affected Kodak. He hopped on IG Live, sharing that he has never felt true love.
I know girl treated you right, never, bro. I never had a bit of love. I never experienced love before. I never experienced it. I never experienced it, bro. I never experienced it, bro. I never did, bro. I never did, bro. I never experienced love, bro. I never did, bro. I never had it. I never had it, bro. I never had it.
But do you know what he did the following day after? He would end up being invited to the White House and became the first ever rapper to tweak while being there.
So like imagine a world if all of us was just one color. If all of us was just blue or green. Oh, if everybody was smart, you gotta have some dope people. Oh, what if everybody was rich? Who's gonna take the trash out?
This would end up going mainstream viral, so far to the point that Kodak actually responded finally. He would apologize to everyone, saying that he wants to use his influence for change during a podcast with DJ Academics.
I'm honestly, I'm sorry to everybody. I'm sorry to the people who I heard it. I'm sorry if you don't understand me. I'm sorry if you just don't like me. I'm sorry, and I'm sorry, and I'm sorry to everybody that I've wronged, and I'm so sorry to all the times I made my mom cry, and I'm sorry to all the girls whose heart I broke. I'm sorry to young Miami. You know what I'm saying? For kind of disrespecting her and stuff like that. She accepted my apology. She did?
And after a month, he would finally respond to Kanye West, where he was trying to save him.
Yeah. Kanye a real one. You know why you a real one? Cause I'm some whole kind of Kanye the only still did it. Cause he know he ain't a lot of the other look at me. I'm clean, yeah. In her,
But everything I just shared will be shared with the judge in his upcoming trial, showing Kodak can't be trusted in the free world. Do you believe he should go to rehab or go into prison for whatever prison sentence he receives? Comment down below and leave a like if you are a fan of Kodak. However, Young Thug was recently released from jail, but after committing a crime by breaking his probation, he's now about to return.
You guys are flying. You're going over 100 miles an hour down the metro.
Can I please get a warning? Please. But if I was a cop and the person told me, I'll be like, I might have slapped him like, and I want to give you.
I don't want to slap
so bad. But you told me that your license, you just got your license back. I ain't gonna get your license.
I've seen one too many bodies.
I promise I won't do it again.
I've seen one too many bodies, man. You know how many of those homies?
With Gunna releasing his new album titled The Last One, it made Young Thug crash out on IG Live, but sadly this goes against his probation agreement, which will result in him being arrested.
I don't even talk about these fake guys and fake houses with these pools and you can get put out of in the next 2-3 years, and all that cheese. We ain't even finna talk about none of that. Like, that is the topic of, I guess. Yeah, your spot out right now. You gonna put it on Instagram. I bet your put it on Instagram. Yeah, your house out. On God. You blocked from your page. I'm following your, I'm on your from my fake page. Can't about to black me. I still see it. You post a picture. That ain't me on that picture. Lane Green. The whole world been thinking that too, man. I'm finna say, so gonna say something about that, man. That ain't me with that skirt on, with that hat. The man said he got more hits than me and Kendrick. Bro, your ain't got more hits than Kendrick, and you ain't damn sure ain't got more hits or anthems than me. You hard, why you tripping? And I ride past your house for sale sign up. Now you done went and took your whole money and put down on that goddamn house out there, man. And you couldn't finish paying it off. Now the lady that came took her shit back. Now your stupid gotta sell it.
As Gunna would then respond to Young Thug by tweeting out his newest album saying, "The last one," resulting in Young Thug replying again saying, "Nobody wanna hear that stuff." Now this rubbed Gunna the wrong way. He would then post on his IG story before deleting, "Just be quiet, bro. I don't mess with you no more. You unfollowed me because you ain't on the album." As the name "The Last One" for the album title is because this is Gunna's last album to finish out his contract with YSL, Young Thug's label. DJ Academics would even break down exactly what happened between the two, which resulted in Gunna removing his YSL tattoo, symbolizing the end of his record deal.
Gunna's plan, I'm telling you this is a fact. He always thought Thug would be free, but he thought that once Thug got his freedom and didn't get all those years, granted, I think he got let out maybe a year and a half before Thug. He thought Thug would forgive him. Thug would be like, "All right, bro, yeah, you right. Like, what they caught you up on wasn't really, it's all good. You're my mans. You're still." Thug is not letting it go. So Gunna at that point realizes not only is Thug free, there's no place for me on YSL anymore. And there's no love and there's no more returning to that friendship. Gunna always wanted to get back together. Thug never wanted to. And now Gunna has accepted that. What happened is that Gunna had a YSL tattoo. He's now covered it up. You see some flames. This is the new fit Gunna. He's covered up YSL, the snake, and also the word YSL.
Now this resulted in thousands of fans spamming Young Thug to just forgive Gunna for what he did, which made him laugh in the studio that night. He would show on Instagram that he's just fine, but this also came with one large issue.
P, that's some pounds, P. Go pound, bag. Any of that bag. Go ahead.
As this was a big mistake for Young Thug, and allow me to explain. The Atlanta DA submitted paperwork trying to revoke Young Thug's probation agreement due to the lyrics in his song Money on Money. But he also dissed a woman police officer that is close with the Atlanta DA, who is allegedly the same officer Gunna made his plea deal with.
What Young Thug did to have and this is how you know this 4PF is real. Young Thug posted the woman. This is Marissa Vivierdo. He said, biggest liar in the DA office. He posted her, okay? And then he also reposted, all my homies hate Vivierdo. Now, this is someone who is a officer of the law. This is someone who is a government official. When you do that and you're under probation, the government is gonna be like, oh, you sending a smoke signal that people should hurt this woman? That's why they're doing a motion to revoke his shit. Why did he do this? Because she's testifying in the OMF case, and she's basically saying, yo, OMF and 4PF, Lil Baby and them, they're beefing and is dying, and indictment's finna come down.
Due to this, the news wrote, the state of Georgia has filed a motion to revoke Young Thug's probation and send him back to jail. They're gonna use all of his recent lyrics against him, as well as the posts made to Gunna. In Young Thug's song Money on Money, he raps, these guys telling for nothing, and I gotta be the one calling them friends, as Gunna would speak about it during his first interview from being released.
I just like to help people, you know.
One of those artists was Gunna. You guys did a ton of songs together.
Yeah.
Very successful on your label.
Yeah.
He was arrested about the same time as you. I think a lot of people wonder what that relationship is like now.
Yeah. I know everybody wondering that.
What's it like?
I don't know.
After the interview went viral online, it resulted in Young Thug tweeting, "If you're a rapper and you rat, you just gotta go gospel." This went viral because of one person's reply. They tweeted back to Young Thug, "You are literally not even legally allowed to rap about gangster stuff anymore. You go do gospel." This gathered 100,000 likes as well as 3 million views. But unfortunately, with how viral it went, it got the police's attention. As DJ Academics would speak on it when the news wrote, Academics speaks on Young Thug getting released and says the stipulations are a setup for the court to put Young Thug back into jail, explaining on Thug's probation agreement is literally set up for him to fail, and if he does so, he'll go to prison for 20 years and can't even defend himself.
I know some of his fans think he beat the case. He definitely didn't beat the case. Beat the case means you got no stipulations. The Young Thug thing is a win, but it's also a huge setup. If you gonna tell me that they're gonna monitor him on a probationary basis for 15 years, can't be in Atlanta, can't communicate with co-defendants or members, he can't rap about, he can't promote any music that has to do with what they believe is activity. Well, he's always gonna talk about him and his is doing his thing. They might consider that activity. He might be like, yo, me is like, yo, we going to the park getting lit. We going to the club getting lit. They might be like, oh no, you talking about again. So, we celebrating right now because I think we could all see, if you follow that trial at all, whether you're a fan of Thug or not, you can see the pain, you can see was going through it. Like, he gained a lot of weight. Everybody know Thug was not that weight, so we happy he got out, but we definitely got to be very cognizant of how it's going to play out.
But everything went crazy online after the real reason why Young Thug continues to diss Gunna was revealed. You tell me if it's justified. As the news wrote, Whack 100 says he has 2 hours of footage of Gunna telling on Young Thug in an interrogation room, making many believe the feds are now getting ready again for a YSL case, but this time using new evidence against Thug.
Hey Gunna, listen, I'm putting it together. I'm gonna give you some time. I don't know, 24 hours, 12 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 1 hour. I don't know. I'm gonna give you some time though, Gunna, for you to go ahead on and confess. Confess to the world about all the telling you did. You know that interrogation? Yeah, guess who got it? 2 hours? Boy, you was in there talking more than Hurricane Katrina. The only thing he did wrong was let him record him. You know what I'm talking about.
As Charleston White would even confirm the new snitching evidence, saying that he read the court files and he admires Gunna for snitching to get out of the YSL case.
Gunna is out of prison. I never thought I would be happy to say y'all, Gunna is out of prison. Now, I'm glad he got out by telling. I think that was smart, Gunna. I'm a Gunna fan now. I'm gonna tell.
Where Charleston would then even later explain he would have done the exact same thing that Gunna did.
I wouldn't say what Gunna did was a snitch, because Gunna's not a he made a confession.
Where Charleston White would then even share the new Fed files of all of the unused evidence against Young Thug, including a new file that was just shared with the court system in Atlanta of all of the probation violation evidence that Young Thug has committed. I'm about to share it all as it could result in Young Thug going back to jail, and let me explain. In the police records, they stated 1 week into Young Thug being free, he tweeted, "Wham, let's drop one on these rats," with the name Wham referring to rapper Lil Baby, who's been firm on dissing Gunna for snitching out of the YSL trial early. Lil Baby responded to Young Thug saying, "We should." The following day, Thug tweeted, "Gunna, stop acting like we're friends on the internet. I don't know you," which got the attention of Gunna and his brother. Gunna's brother tweeted, "Trust and believe the feeling is mutual." Later on that night, Young Thug linked up with T.I., posting on Instagram where Thug clearly says that he is home and that he did it the right way, sneak dissing Gunna again.
Hey man, what you got to tell these people?
Back. Back, Jack.
You feel me?
You did.
Hey man, ain't no cap in it.
No cap in my rap.
You feel what I'm saying?
The right way.
It's time.
The right way, bro.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right way.
Yeah, that way.
Yeah.
and go tell that.
Where Young Thug is letting Gunna know that he did it the right way out. T.I. even agreed, emphasizing that Thug did it the right way. Fans would then start spamming Young Thug to stop trolling and dissing Gunna, as it won't legally end well for him, but this is where everything turned for the worst. Academics would just so happen to get information that Young Thug was making several calls with rappers while he was in jail, where Young Thug was telling all rappers to avoid Gunna.
The streets are so atrocious. Young Thug told everybody that Gunna was a snitch. I'm telling you this, I don't give a if you believe me. That's what he sent to. Or he sent a message to Durk, Baby. There's a few other rappers, I just won't call their names. Just because some of them just told me in privacy. All of them rappers start not fucking with Gunna, speaking out, they're chilling away. Thug got out, Gunna kinda hot. Ain't like you're trying to really like jump and work with Gunna, but...
Which raises the question of who would randomly leak this to academics an entire year after Young Thug is released from jail. Fans believe that it was Young Thug wanting that information out to the public, but legally couldn't say it himself, so he had DJ Academics reveal it for him. So with Young Thug doing continuous disses and trolling against Gunna, breaking his probation, Gunna would then finally respond, but he did it through his lawyer, where his lawyer would write, "I was Gunna's attorney, but I am not speaking on his behalf. This long post is solely to set out the truth that Gunna did not cooperate. He did nothing and said nothing to affect Young Thug's case."
And you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in front of you.
Yes, ma'am.
You were present along with Jeffrey Williams, wherein hydrant and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
Yes, ma'am.
He spent 8 months in jail. He was released in December 2022 after entering an Alford plea. Gunna's plea deal was not and could not be used at Thug's trial. He was never even named as a witness, where he received a 5-year suspended sentence with no reporting, no travel restrictions, no living restrictions, and no probation. Over the last 2 years, from media reports, Gunna has performed all around the world. He achieved international fame and recognition and earned millions of dollars. Conversely, Young Thug went to trial and eventually pled guilty in nolo after spending 30 months in jail. He received 15 years probation with reporting conditions and is not even allowed to live in Atlanta. Those that have and continue to badmouth Gunna, get over it, enough said. This resulted in Tekashi 6ix9ine giving his 2 cents, seeing as he also snitched in his case.
He just incriminated, implicated YSL being so now home, right? All the people who's locked up, like Jeffrey, like Young Thug, now he can't go with that defense. He can't go with the defense of saying, I'm a record label.
Making it very obvious that Gunna wants the snitching label to just get off of his name. But this is then when the world stood still, as the actual long-term effect to Gunna making his plea deal came to light. A tweet went viral reading, "Once you'll learn the effects of Gunna snitching in that YSL trial, then you'll realize why Young Thug and Lil Baby will never be cool with him again. Go learn, as I can teach you it right now." The Atlanta police just wrote, the head of Georgia's PD Council's gang unit says his office is preparing to defend against a potential 4PF RICO, as the official paperwork name drops Lil Baby. But what's even scarier is, at the court hearing in Atlanta, it was announced Investigator Viverierdo is on the stand. We are listening to wiretap calls. Someone mentioned that Lil Baby had tickets on some people's head. This means that Lil Baby placed money to have people dealt with, just like Lil Durk's M for Hire.
Like, come on, bro, you know what's finna go on. Like, how the hell you can, you know what I'm saying?
They ain't even like that, man. Them got tickets on a lot of these folks, I'm telling you.
We just heard somebody say these folks got tickets on these people. We know what's going on. First of all, who was that said that about the tickets?
Unk, the unidentified male that was being referred to as Unk.
And he's speaking with Mr. Sanders?
Correct.
And what, in your experience, do you know what tickets are?
A price on somebody's head.
What do you mean by what do you mean on somebody's head? What is that?
Like a bounty.
Okay. To have them arrested?
Harm. Or
and who were they referring to in that portion of the call?
They were saying that they had heard that Dominique Jones had tickets on a lot of people's heads.
Dominique Jones wanted to have people harmed.
Correct.
All right, moving on.
This would even get the attention of Snoop Dogg, who tweeted, "First Young Thug and now Lil Baby is being played by that Atlanta DA. Y'all Atlanta rappers be careful," as even DJ Academics was finally able to reveal everything, as the police are giving a massive warning to Fort PF on a new RICO case.
I'm gonna tell you some things that you're gonna have to take my word or don't believe it. It's fine. I don't care either or. When Fonnie Willis started targeting YSL, Fonnie Willis had a bunch of people to target. She wanted Thug, she got YFN. So she got YSL, YFN. Eventually, they were gonna get to 4PF. That's one of the reasons they changed their names, by the way. Except, from what I heard, the feds told them, it's okay, we got it. So the feds told him, like, it's okay if you dismiss the charge. So they didn't go that hard with trying to get Durk, especially after Von died. They dropped that case. They dropped it, but the feds has realized we gonna get Durk eventually. You doing the math? You see why Lil Baby was moving the way he been? Because Lil Baby hasn't been on Fed watch. He's been on county state watch.
As the Atlanta police have Lil Baby exactly where they want him. As they wrote, the Atlanta Police Department is calling out Lil Baby, saying his actions led to the passing of 2 individuals last summer. During a press conference on Wednesday, the Atlanta PD announced 7 arrests have been made in connection to the passing of Jacody Davis and Lamont Freeman. Major Ralph stated the incidents were a part of an issue at one of Lil Baby's music videos last May, where 3 people were then injured.
The investigation aspect of this, Lamont Freeman was allowed to be a 13-year-old for 27 minutes before gang violence ultimately took his life. Gang violence was orchestrated by adults in our city, and cowardly acts of an Atlanta-based rapper that decided to go over into a rival gang stronghold and shoot a music video in a place that he knew he should not have been. And in the subsequent days, we saw and ultimately the deaths of 2 children as a result of his cowardly actions. And you know who you are. And I tell you that this team will work relentlessly to hold you and the persons that you are affiliated with responsible for those actions.
As Lil Baby recorded a music video on an ops block outside of a taco shop, as the lady who runs the taco stand posted to her Facebook that Lil Baby was at her taco stand 3 cars deep recording a music video.
Where y'all at? We over here kicking it. We got Lil Baby shooting a video around here. We know how we do it at Slapping Taco. Baby, there he go, there he go. Y'all see him? He came to get him some tacos, baby. Y'all better pull up, cause you already know how we doing this Slapping Tacos, baby.
As according to police, the ops weren't even aware Lil Baby was there. It was her Facebook video that got the attention, making them pull up with firearms and clearing the scene. Knowing the feds are now breathing down Lil Baby's back, he would then just do the worst thing imaginable. As it was announced, Lil Baby reveals that he ended his record label 4PF to avoid it being labeled as a street team while being investigated.
First 4 pockets full had to come to an end. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. When you say of course, I mean, why you say of course?
Because it's all shit that be going on. And I had to start learning that, like, other people's actions I could be held accountable for.
Right.
I ain't know all that at first. You know what I'm saying? I never would have went that route, but I ain't know. You know what I'm saying? Now that I know, I'd be a fool to just keep the same thing going. They trying to make something out of something that it ain't. Right. Like, if I got any kind of control of, hey, we're gonna switch that whole thing up. It ain't even just about the police, it's just period. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never was supposed to make my label something that I talk about.
Which makes him look 10 times more suspicious to the police. But this also resulted in a viral tweet reading, "The Atlanta DA wasn't successful getting Young Thug. Watch, she will now target Lil Baby and use him as an example for the rest of the rappers supplying teams with fame, money, and items for street crimes." All meanwhile, Gunna isn't on one police radar, even though he came up with Lil Baby and Young Thug. But comment down below if you believe believe Gunna's plea deal resulted in Lil Baby's new RICO issues, as well as Young Thug's probation violation. And leave a like on the video if you're a fan of any three of the rappers. However, the feds have evidence relating Snoop Dogg to a crime that was committed 2 decades ago relating to Tupac's passing. Today, the Las Vegas police finally released the Tupac files, which led to a viral tweet reading, "Is anyone gonna mention how Snoop Dogg could have stopped Tupac from passing? These new files coming out is upsetting, knowing Tupac should still be alive." As after 20 years, the Tupac files were released today. Even Fozzy and Love said Snoop Dogg could have stopped it from happening.
I always felt on Pac died, it was because Snoop could have stopped that whole thing. I mean, because like I said, Snoop was a Crip. Pac offended some Crips. Doing some gang, some dumb, really. It was a whole, set off a whole chain of events. You know, whenever they don't get mad, they get even. So, you want a real Pac story? That's my Pac story. If Pac would be alive today if he had stayed allies with Snoop and not cross Snoop.
As Snoop Dogg got connected to Tupac's passing through Suge Knight, the new police record reads, Detective Russell Poole suspected Suge Knight arranged Tupac's passing before he could exit the label. Then he framed the rival Crips to throw off the investigators. This raises a question of who is a famous Crip gang member that Suge Knight would want to pin Tupac's passing on. The most famous in the entire world is Snoop Dogg. His file is so interesting when you learn that he was supposed to be in the BMW with Tupac on the night that he sadly passed.
You were with Tupac, though, in regards to Tupac. I heard a story, did you give him different advice that night on where to go?
I didn't give him no advice.
Right.
We wasn't seeing eye to eye.
Right.
So.
Saying during the Tyson.
Yeah, this incident that I'm explaining to you right now was the day before that.
Okay.
So when they got to Vegas, they went their way, I went back. I mean, when we got to LA, they went to Vegas and I went home. That's why I wasn't in the car with them.
As the police were able to find another interview from Snoop Dogg where he reveals that 2 days before Tupac passed, he felt like Tupac hated him.
I say a week before he died, we was best of friends. 2 days before he died, I don't think he liked me.
Why?
Because we was in New York.
Oh, yeah.
And it happened. New York, they shot at me and did all kind of shit to me, like just the worst you could think of. And I forgave him. And went and did an interview and was asked, how do I feel about Puffy and Biggie? And I was like, I like that. I want to do some music with him. And that just rubbed Cuz the wrong way. Like, tried to kill me, out at you, and you talking about you want to do a song with him. I wasn't thinking about his emotions. I was thinking about the way I felt at the time. I wasn't into no controversy. I liked his music. They was our friends. We was all friends at one point. This video footage of all of us hanging out.
With the feeling that Tupac didn't like him anymore, Snoop Dogg mentioned that he didn't get in the BMW. Last minute changes, he decided to just not go. This was likely due to an altercation Snoop Dogg had with Tupac and Suge Knight on a private jet.
The last time me and Tupac was on the same page, and I did an interview with Angie Martinez, and she asked me, how did I feel about Puffy and Biggie? And I told her that I like their music and I want to do music with them. Bro didn't like that, Tupac didn't like that, so we had a misunderstanding. So on the flight back to LA, I didn't feel comfortable around them for what they had did, as far as I didn't let my security ride with me. So to protect myself and to, prevent from happening, I slept under a blanket with the knife and the fork just in case something was to go wrong, but it didn't.
As with all of this happening within 72 hours of Tupac's passing, it made the police very suspicious. 2 decades ago, Snoop was heavily tapped into the streets. Some speculate Snoop could have received a tip that Tupac was going to be targeted on that night, so he avoided on getting in that car. But others believe he got news that Tupac was a Fed. As an officer would reveal, Tupac was an industry plant with a job of stopping the beef between the red and the blue street teams, which Snoop Dogg was in.
Well, it turns out when I talked to Tupac's longtime mentor, political mentor, former Black Panther Chokwe Lumumba, who was his first business manager, he's told me, I basically asked, well, was Tupac only pretending to be in order to appeal to gangs and politicize them? And he said yes. And that was part of his thug life agenda that he came up with his imprisoned stepfather, Mutulu Shakur. And so Tupac was just using that in order to get the and the leaders to call peace truces, first in Los Angeles, then throughout California, and then throughout the country. And that was why he was pretending to be this gangster type. And really, he was just an intellectual prodigy.
But here's where it gets even crazier. The investigation on these new files makes it very obvious this was a rap industry hit. The news wrote, Diddy faces questions about his alleged role in Tupac's passing after being mentioned 77 times in a new legal filing, as the police noted Diddy was also a part of the Crips, just like Snoop Dogg was, which Suge Knight was trying to pin Tupac's passing on. But they also noted that on November 18th, 1995, Tupac was photographed with Sean Diddy Combs' baby mom, Sarah Chapman. Diddy's on record saying Sarah was the one, his dream girl. So when she got with Tupac, Diddy did not like it. This resulted in his first attempt of having Tupac dealt with.
I believe so. I do believe so. I have proved things that I could say that will back up my claim, but this is not for the world to know about. You know what I mean? It's between me and him, and only he knows. So every time he say it didn't happen or that's the only thing that made this become an issue to everybody. I was acting. Who gets shot 5 times in acts? Oh, I didn't get shot 5 times in their vision. I only got shot once because they found the book. The police found it, but now they the cops. Now they doing detective work.
As with his first attempt being a failure, he would then try again. In the Diddy trial, it was announced, former LAPD cop claims Diddy had Tupac dealt with for $1 million. Suge retaliated by having Biggie dealt with. As court records revealed, Diddy hired Keefe D to get Tupac. He then walked around for 20 years free after doing the crime, but the police finally arrested him, and he did an interrogation. During this interrogation, he did not know he was being recorded. He literally confessed Diddy was the lead man of the crime when trying to go home early.
On all 4 of those occasions, there's San Diego, Anaheim, Irvine, and Vegas. Which ones do you actually talk to Puffy at?
Every one.
Every one of them. Which of those 4 is it when you talk to him about murdering Tupac?
It was really about both of them. Either one. It was
Tupac and Suge, you mean?
Yeah.
As Keefe D, the hired man to do the crime, said everything was Diddy's wish, and he even mentioned it was a lot easier than he thought. This would get the attention of a writer. His name is historian Jeff Pearlman. He wrote the famous Tupac biography, and he claimed that Tupac was not as tough as he portrayed. He was just playing a role, saying that he couldn't fight and didn't know how to even use a firearm.
Because he died because all these guys sold him this lifestyle idea, but he wasn't it. He couldn't fight. He had no athleticism. He didn't know how to shoot. He wasn't that guy, but he started to believe it.
He method acted it.
100% method acted it.
With all of this going viral, with Diddy being outed as the lead man of the crime, 50 Cent would react to it while on stage.
I hate when they leave me to talk because I always say the wrong thing. Last time they left me, I said something about Puffy. So that clip. Yeah! I gotta stop doing that kind of shit. I've been talking to a therapist trying to help me with the I'm saying. I said crazy shit. No reason. Oh wait, maybe I said it to my boyfriend because he got Tupac killed.
But because Diddy is a part of the same street team that Snoop Dogg is, everyone is claiming Snoop Dogg also had an involvement. He would have known this crime was going down if Diddy was a part of it. So fans would want more concrete evidence knowing Diddy was involved. This is when a viral clip would go around of the Breakfast Club confronting Diddy about being responsible for Tupac, and the room got very awkward.
Now, it was this documentary that claimed, which we know wasn't true.
Yeah, check this out. We don't talk about things that are nonsense. We don't even entertain nonsense, my brother. So we're not even going to go there, with all due respect, but I appreciate you as a journalist asking. Thank you.
Because you, listen, 7 years ago, I'd have been like, yo, did you hire somebody? But no, you do it like a journalist.
Yeah, no, I mean, we wouldn't even get into nonsense like that. You know what I'm saying? It's
Which we
nonsense.
never believed, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
But then on the last 3 pages of the new police file, this is where Keefe D would write out exactly how Tupac was taken out by Diddy's wish, with Snoop Dogg's involvement being very suspicious. It was written on September 7th, 1996. Tupac was in Las Vegas with the head of his record label named Suge Knight. The two were off to the MGM Grand to watch a Mike Tyson match, as after it was over, when they were exiting the arena, they spotted an op in the lobby of the arena.
Suge Knight and their entourage went to the Mike Tyson at the MGM Grand. Keefe D and his nephew, Orlando Lane Anderson, and 2 of their friends were also there. Keefe D told LAPD Detective Greg Kading more than a decade ago, in a proffer that couldn't be used against him, the shooting was retaliation after Tupac jumped Orlando and beat him up at the casino. Surveillance cameras recorded the fight. Tupac was angry that Lane had stolen his necklace years prior in Compton. Tupac, Suge Knight, and the entourage left the casino quickly.
As Keefe D would reveal, the lookout that was sitting in the lobby of the arena that ran into Tupac was also a part of the Blue Street team. Once again, someone who had connection to Snoop. But security would break up the altercation between Tupac, Suge, and the ops. Tupac and Suge then needed to go back to their hotel to change their clothes when going off to a club to party it up at around 11 p.m. As the two would hop into the black BMW, pulling out of the parking lot and then driving down the Las Vegas Strip. While driving down, they had very loud music playing. Their windows rolled down, getting the attention of everybody on the street. But then they would hit a red light. Being stopped, nowhere to go, a vehicle being driven by Keefe D would pull up right beside Tupac.
Knew about Tupac's concert at the Club 662. Members, including Orlando and Keefe D, jumped in their white Cadillac and started cruising the strip looking for the offender. Before long, they finally spotted Tupac's caravan. At the intersection of East Flamingo Boulevard and Koval Lane, the white Cadillac pulled alongside the black BMW with Suge on the driver and Tupac on the passenger seats. The back window of the Cadillac rolled twice in the chest, once in the arm, once in the thigh.
It would be this moment where Tupac would sadly pass. Suge Knight would also be affected with the incident. Meanwhile, Keefe D's vehicle sped away from the scene. The aftermath of the incident, though, was a mystery for 2 decades. The police had no idea who was involved until Keefe D began doing public interviews. He would first do an interview with DJ Vlad. He would detail the moments of literally finding Tupac, pulling up on him, and doing the crime. Self-snitching at its finest.
And Bubble Up was the driver, and Baby Lane and Freaky were in the back seat.
We was just all in the car together. Just say that.
This was the white Cadillac.
Yeah.
So you guys are driving around, and then you hear these girls say, "Tupac, Tupac."
Got to the light. We was gonna go drink, and he happened to be hanging out the window. He was hanging out the window like he was in a parade.
Tupac.
Yeah, he was.
So what happens next? You said that as you're driving up towards the BMW, with Suge driving and Tupac in the passenger seat.
And if that wasn't bad enough, Keefe D would then explain that it all happened so fast because Tupac was seen reaching for his own firearm, which led into the man sitting behind Keefe D in their vehicle to pull out theirs and do the act first.
You said that as you're driving up towards the BMW, with Suge driving and Tupac in the passenger seat, and you said that Tupac pulled out a...
It looked like he was reaching, yeah. Yeah, it did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you actually...
No, once he got the reaching, I got the ducking.
So someone from your car
That's what happened.
started at Tupac and Suge.
As a reminder, the police, they couldn't solve this crime for 20 years. Keefe D came on in 1 week, solved the entire crime for them, which is why the police didn't arrest him immediately. They wanted to see if he would continue doing more interviews, and he did. There was one interview where the interviewer was skeptical on his involvement, so Keefe D would share a never-before-seen police interrogation on the night the crime went down. The police literally let him go.
Lane starts to... you say Suge looks over, he sees you.
Yeah.
He looks right at you.
Yeah, he looked at me.
Okay. When he looks over at you, and then Tupac's busy getting. Evidently, the story is Tupac's trying to either get out of the
back seat or something.
Yeah. What do you see happening inside their car?
I seen him going Suge head. I thought he was.
So Orlando across Dre.
He leaned over On the window, we rolled down the window.
During the police's investigation, they also found another interview where Keefe D did a reaction to Tupac's passing, which shows his true emotions.
Yeah, I hate that happened, dog. You know, I really do, man. Cause it took a lot of people's lives, dude. Hate that happened. Probably to God. I feel they should, you know, that was wrong, man. It was just wrong, purely wrong. You know what I'm saying? I wish it had never happened. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion on it. It never happened, dude.
But this is what makes the Tupac passing case extremely odd. There was a subsection in the files with evidence proving that Tupac could still be alive, which could make the reason as to why they didn't pursue the passing even further. As in 2010, there's a rapper named Tretch. Tretch and Tupac were very close friends way back in the day, and they even worked on a few albums together, but here's where it gets weird. After Tretch's interview, the cameraman forgot to stop recording. He placed his camera onto the floor, and in the footage, you can hear the interviewer asking him about Tupac, to which Tretch responds, "Last time I saw him, he was in Cuba."
So if you ain't ready for it, get on the sidewalk.
One last question. Nobody knows. Y'all good? Yeah, we good. Thanks a lot, man. We good.
Last time I saw him, he was in church, man.
Then only 1 week later, a video would be released onto a news website showing a video of Tupac supposedly chilling in a parking lot inside of Cuba.
Look, zoom in. That's Pac, man. He with the outlaws. And Reg from Holla Back is trying to be friendly and get autographs. Holla Back exclusive, baby. Holla Back.
But what really threw the police off is when Suge Knight would do multiple interviews exposing that Tupac is still alive. There was one particular interview that made it very convincing. He would reveal Tupac was doing fine in the hospital before his passing, stating in quote, "When I left that hospital, me and Tupac were laughing and joking. I don't see how someone can turn from doing so well to doing bad."
I mean, when I left that hospital, me and Pac was laughing and joking. So I don't see how somebody can turn from doing well to doing bad.
So you seriously think that he might still be alive?
I'm gonna tell you this, Pac, you never know.
But what's weird about it is that Tupac was supposedly in a very deep sleep when arriving to the hospital. So how in the world would he and Suge be laughing if Tupac was sleeping? It doesn't seem to add up. However, in a 2008 interview, 10 years apart, Suge Knight said the exact same thing, that Tupac was alive.
So he was conscious on the way to the hospital?
He was conscious on the way to the hospital. He was conscious in the ambulance. He was conscious after they did the surgery.
What was the last thing that he said to you?
They left.
But then only 2 weeks later, when Suge leaked that information in that interview, he almost lost his own life at a nightclub when a man used a firearm in only his direction 6 times. Suge Knight was hesitant to tell the police anything. He immediately knew that it was likely due to him talking about Tupac, but what's even weirder is that Suge Knight's son, Suge Jr., made the same mistake. In 2018, Suge Jr. took it to Instagram stating Tupac was alive and living in Malaysia. After Suge Jr. posted it, he then posted another photo to Instagram showing a text conversation where someone said, "You have said too much, it's now time for you to go," posting several photos of Tupac alongside modern day celebrities in a panic. He wanted the information out in case somebody was coming for him. On the photo of Tupac and Beyonce, he captioned it, "He never left us, but they'll be after me soon." But do you believe Tupac is still alive, or do you believe it was a rap industry hit? Comment down below who you believe is responsible, and leave a like if you're a fan of Tupac.